Peter Baker, former Senator Barbara Boxer, and Tim Miller are still with us. Senator Boxer was just talking about this, Peter. Does the White House see any issue with these optics, these tactics?
No, I don't think that they do at the moment. I mean, I think that they actually relish them. I think that they want these images out there. These images are out there because they want them out there as much as anything else. In many cases, the authorities have actually promoted these kinds of images and videos and pictures themselves. There are two reasons for that. One, of course, is there is a deterrent effect. It's certainly true that Trump promised to shut down the border in the South, and that has largely been the case, in part because of deterrence. People see these images in their countries. They don't want to come to the United States anymore, and that's kept them away. So that's accomplished something Trump wanted to do, and they promised. But the second one is, I think that the reason that you see these images and the reason that they want these images out is because they're never going to actually meet the other part of his promise. And the other part of his promise was that he was going to get rid of all 11 million illegal immigrants in this country, which is just not possible. Nobody who is involved with this thinks that's possible. At most, they will do a fraction of that. And so they want the image out there of aggressive, even over the top tactics in order to fulfill the image of his meeting the campaign promise that he actually won't meet.
Tim, is it good optics for the Republican Party?
You know, I don't think it is. And I think that Trump's answer is very telling about something that is different from him in the first term, is that not only does he have a staff around him that's more radical than the first term, I think he also has a staff that's less inclined to talk to him about things that are not going well. And I think Trump has an information bubble right now where he is under the impression that crime is down in the cities, so it's good news that the troops are in the cities, that the border crossings are down, and so that's good news, and that's true, that the border crossings are way down. And so he sees this as a winning issue for him, and I think is not seeing, or certainly if he is seeing, not caring about the fact that the overreach and the ICE tactics is causing backlash. If you look at the poll numbers, like his numbers on immigration are just down precipitously because of this, and you're seeing, you know, kind of on the outskirts, like maybe not on Fox and Newsmax and on MAGA media, but on kind of the outskirts of his coalition and those media outlets, a lot of people expressing discomfort with this, the Joe Rogans, et cetera. So I think that Trump's decision to double down on this reflects the fact that he either doesn't know or doesn't care that it is actually harming him politically with a couple key parts of his coalition.
Yeah, I wonder if part of what's lacking, I guess, in terms of scaring the Republicans into changing their tactics is the lack of a Democratic alternative, a Democratic policy alternative in terms of immigration. Do you see the party, Senator, coming and proposing something to the American public, say to those who want there to be stricter immigration laws, but still might be uncomfortable with what Donald Trump is doing and how he's going about it?
Well, you're hitting me right in my heart, because I was there when we almost passed a bipartisan bill. And we did in the Senate, and it was John McCain and others working across the aisles. And we had it. And Boehner said, we'd rather have the issue than solve the problem. And he was right. He got the issue. It's a killer issue. But I do agree with Tim. I don't think Trump gets the fact that people are disgusted by what they see. Anyone who sees these videos, and a lot of people are seeing them, anyone with a heartbeat and a pulse, even a light heartbeat, sees the cruelty is the point, and sees that these are not hardened criminals. If they were hardened criminals, they should go get a warrant and get those people the heck out of here. We don't want them here. He said he was going after the toughest. Look at these photos. Now, a lot of the country and a lot of areas don't see these photos, don't see these videos, because, you know, they're used to a certain type of, shall we say, right-wing media. But once we can spend money, we Democrats and others who care about this, Republicans who care about this, and show what is actually happening, I think people will be absolutely revolted. Last point I would make, in all the years that I served, I always went to USC because they had a study to show the economic impact of immigration. And it was billions on the plus side for my state and for the country. People get this. You know, we are a nation of immigrants. And Ronald Reagan said it well. If you've been a good person and you've been here, we'll get you a path. If you haven't been good, you're out. And the Republicans have to find that Ronald Reagan voice. And if they don't, boy, I'll tell you, we have found it on our side.
All right, let's talk about the other thing that came out of the Nora O'Donnell interview on 60, and this is that Donald Trump doesn't know who he's pardoning. He pardoned the Bitcoin founder, Changpeng Zhao, a billionaire crypto exchange founder. Let's play his response when she asked him about it.
I don't know who he is. I know he got a 4-month sentence or something like that, and I heard it was a Biden witch hunt.
In 2025, his crypto exchange Binance helped facilitate a $2 billion purchase of World Liberty Financial's stablecoin. And then you pardoned CZ. How do you address the appearance of pay for play?
Well, here's the thing. I know nothing about it because I'm too busy doing the other.
But he got a pardon.
But he got a pardon. No, I can only tell you this. My sons are into it. I'm glad they are because it's probably a great industry, crypto. I think it's good. You know, they're running a business. They're not in government.
Peter Baker, AutoPen, if you will?
Yeah, you're right. It's worth remembering that President Trump has made an awful lot of hay about President Biden's final pardons in the last days of his administration being signed by the AutoPen and suggesting Biden didn't even know who he was pardoning. Well, here he just, of course, admitted, or at least said, he didn't know who he was pardoning. And that certainly, raises a lot of questions. But it sounds like he does know who he pardoned, at least a little bit. He knows that the guy has been in business with his family. He knows the guy is important to his sons. And he effectively is saying in that interview, certainly sounds like it, that he did this because his sons are in business with this guy. And it leaves that impression anyway. And that's an extraordinary thing. That's something that no other president that I know of would want to have out there. Every president who has made the decision to pardon somebody who was perceived to be close to them, certainly somebody who was benefiting them, particularly a political donor, ended up getting burned, right? And none of them came close to being as important to the family as CZ is to Trump's family. The amount of money we're talking about is an extraordinary amount of money.
I mean, it's not just AutoPen, Tim. It's also Hunter Biden. I mean, it seems like, I guess, nothing matters.
Well, we'll see if anything matters. And I think that this wound up, at least for the first 9 months, probably the biggest scandal of this administration. I think it's going to reverberate for a long time. The idea that a Chinese national is in business with the Trump family was doing illegal. There was illegal transactions happening on his platform from terrorist groups. He was put into jail. Donald Trump pardoned him for that and basically admits that he knew that he was in business with his kids. I think if the Democrats get back in control of the House next year and have the gavel, this should be a prime investigation. They should know who's suggesting this pardon, where exactly the money is coming from. And I think that just like some of those scandals you mentioned, and the Hunter Biden thing didn't seem like a big deal at first, and then it ended up reverberating all the way through the election in 24. And I think that might happen in this case.
Good point. All right, Peter Baker, Tim Miller, or Peter Baker, stay with us. Tim Miller, thank you so much. Senator Boxer, thank you as well. And I know your heart is probably with the Giants, but I hope you're happy about at least one California team winning the World Series.
I grew up right near Ebbets Field in Brooklyn. You know, I'm a big Dodger fan forever.
You were probably going to games with my grandfather. I can't believe I just said that. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
Yeah, my dad used to take me to Ladies' Day, but we don't have time to get into the good stuff. I mean,
oh, wait, no, I'm going to call you. We're going to have a whole conversation about this offline because I'm obsessed.